I have been on a manhunt, okay? I have been on an altcoin undervalued gem manhunt in the Cardano ecosystem in the past 2 weeks, and we're not stopping now. In this video, we'll be continuing the ecosystem video series where I am literally researching every single cryptocurrency in the Cardano ecosystem right in front of your face. If you appreciate that, well, keep watching. What's going on, everybody? Alex back with another video, and it's true. I am literally researching every single DeFi coin on the Cardano ecosystem before they launch smart contract capabilities on Cardano and before, it starts going ballistic. Now, clearly, I've been involved with cryptocurrency for a while, and I've been saying Ethereum, Bitcoin, but obviously that is changing, okay? We've had other layer ones do really, really well, and if you don't know what a layer one is, it's basically just its own blockchain that has smart contract capabilities, kind of like the operating system on your phone for crypto. So we've seen other layer ones do really well. I want risk to reward. I like that, middle spot where we can make money, right? And, it's also relatively safe. And Cardano is definitely that, sweet spot. Seriously, guys. The market cap is like about 4 to 5 times lower than Ethereum. And it's, we all know, not a scam. And it's spearheaded by one of the best teams in cryptocurrency. So we have to dive deep into Cardano. We got to look into the ecosystem. Cardano's already done very well, but I also want to find the gems on Cardano. Something where, the coins are anywhere from 100 million, 200 million market cap size, because this is where we can get, in some cases, 1,000% gain in 2 months, right? And that's what I do, guys. I do something called cycle trading, risk manager strategies, which actually, by the way, I have an announcement. I'm going to be remaking my strategy video where I show you guys in extreme detail exactly how my strategy plays out. I noticed I have a lot of new subscribers, and only about 20% of you are doing the notification bell. If you want to get access to the content first and as quick as possible, let me show you something. If I come over here, let me show you this video I put. This Saturday, I put this video, August 28th, and I talked about ADAX, and I actually even told you guys that I purchased ADAX myself. Since that day, it's up 31%. Turn on post notification bells so you can get the content first. And if you appreciate this content and the fact that I'm diving extremely deep, and by the way, guys, I am humbled to all the new people that have been subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate you guys coming here, and I try to provide you with the highest quality research in cryptocurrency. I keep things down to earth, and I do not, or I never will, accept a sponsorship by any coin. And trust me, they've offered me, in some cases, 50 to 100 grand to talk about their cryptocurrency. I am an unbiased perspective, a very refreshing and rare unbiased perspective in this cryptocurrency space. If you appreciate that, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with a friend. Again, my proposition to you guys is I just simply get down to the nitty and gritty and research these coins as deep as I possibly can, and in some cases deeper than anybody else in all of cryptocurrency. And it's unscripted, it's raw, and it's true. Let's jump into the actual content. So if we look over here, I just want to go over the market conditions before we actually jump into Cardano. And I found this very interesting video here by Max Kaiser. If you don't know who he is, this man is an animal. He's a maniac. He is so funny. He's all over the place, and he's been in cryptocurrency for so long. But let's watch this video.
An ancillary trend that I see moving forward in 2012 is the emergence of Bitcoins.
Bitcoin top 100 rich list from 3rd of 2011.
This is fantastic. This is the new Forbes Fortune list, isn't it?
This is in 2011, and they're over there talking about Bitcoin. He's raving about it. It's crazy.
Are the Bitcoin fortunes. It's pure anonymous, and this is the biggest story of this decade going forward, is the transition from the old way of doing business around the world to the Bitcoin way of doing business, which is purely anonymous. And this is the great achievement of the global insurrection against banker occupation. Bitcoin is the currency of the resistance. An ancillary trend that I see moving.
Insane, guys. This guy's been talking about it for so long. He was in it way before me. We've came a long way. Bitcoin is now a threat. It's no longer considered a Ponzi scheme anymore. People pretty much know that digital currencies are the future. Now, the reason why we're talking about Bitcoin, I have to analyze Bitcoin and the market conditions to see if it's a good fit, for purchasing some of these altcoins and looking into Cardano. Also, I like looking at Bitcoin's price to see if Cardano has any type of resilience, if it's decoupling from the actual market itself. All these variables are very important. There's another chart I want to show you here, and this is just kind of playing out to the macro conditions so people understand. The euro lost 30% of its value in just 22 years. It's even worse with the United States dollar, and a lot of other currency have been hyperinflated. And this is why countries have been adopting Bitcoin and trying to accept it as legal tender, because it's just superior. Also, when it comes to Glassnode Insights, we have the highest Bitcoin transaction volume. It literally set an all-time high in the last week. Can this be a positive thing for Bitcoin? It's just transaction volume. Usually it is, but I'm not going to jump into any conclusions. I'm just updating you guys with some information. In other news, we have the issuer of USDC saying they're creating a team of global networks of stablecoins. This is very good. I've said it a whole bunch of times, guys. If we can get people into stablecoins, the yields in APY are higher than traditional finance. In some cases, you can get APY of 15 to 20% on some of these stablecoins. And the fact that they're pushing the stablecoin initiative is going to get people in it in a safe way. Some people don't want the volatility of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. They just want to get into the actual asset and make some money. You know, they want to get into the future without having to hold this Bitcoin crazy volatile asset. And this is their way of doing it. This will inject a lot of money into the market. It will increase the liquidity of the market, and it'll also make headway for them to realize that Bitcoin's probably the king. Instead of holding stable coins, they'll jump into Bitcoin, and that'll be a very easy way to get in. Also, I want to be clear with you guys on these layer ones because they've been doing really well. ADA has literally been paving a way for all these layer ones. And basically, there was actually a little bug on Ethereum that just recently happened. So, you know, Ethereum's getting hit from all angles, and these layer ones have been doing really well, including Solana. Solana has been popping off in recent history. So what I'm doing, and I'm announcing it again here first, guys, I'm going into the cave. I'm letting my business go. I am not talking to any of my employees, and I'm literally going to research for the next week or so, hardcore, the deepest research I've ever provided before in any area of my life. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, you know I get deep. Some of my videos are an hour and like 45 minutes, and I'm going to dive deeper. I am going to let every variable in my life go. I even got to change some times for my training when it comes to like my workouts and stuff, because I need my morning time to research. And what I plan on doing is diving deep into the Solana ecosystem, just the same way I did with Cardano. I'm going to literally break down every single coin. Guys, again, nobody does this. They just talk about a top 5 altcoin video and they don't show you any of the background research. If you are going to say an Oracle solution is a top altcoin, then you need to research every Oracle solution. These guys are not comparing and contrasting. They're just finding an altcoin that looks hot that people are talking about, and then they just regurgitate the same information on YouTube. I am researching every single cryptocurrency in the ecosystem to come up with an answer. I have a grading solution called fundamental analysis I've created to help me come to the answer, and I am comparing and contrasting every variable of the company to give you guys an answer. If you don't like that, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I'm trying to save people time. If we come over here, Bored Ape Yacht Club sells for 96 million. These NFTs have been popping off. I talked about NFTs literally 3 videos ago. They're doing amazing. So don't be surprised if I get into the NFT ecosystem the same way I destroyed the altcoin ecosystem in the past couple of years. These are very valuable. JPEGs are doing really well, and I need to make money off of it. I need to be a part of history, so definitely pay attention. If we look at ADA, it's been doing really well. It's an all-time high, no man's land, okay? It broke all-time high over here, and now it's very unpredictable. No one really knows where it's going to go, and I will make the video like very soon. Very soon, I'm going to make the video when I'm going to sell my ADA. Now, obviously, I can't update you exactly when I'm going to sell it, like the exact timing, right? If you want that, you know I have fundamentalsecrets.com. But for video purposes, guys, understand that I'm just going to show you my thought process and exactly what I'm going to watch play out to sell ADA. And sometimes, guys, it's so situational. There's no way I can actually, give you the exact answer. Now, like I said, let's look back into what we've been doing before. I talked about ADAX. I looked at every single decentralized exchange, and the ones that I liked, go look at the price history, right? It's very obvious, actually. If you look at every variable, it becomes obvious. If you're just kind of just finding one decentralized exchange on Cardano and you don't know what any of the competitors are doing, you're basically closing your eyes and throwing a dart in the dark. That's what you're doing. You're trying to throw a dart in the dark. You need to know every single variable of the ecosystem. ADAX is just clearly one of those winners. We talked about it in the last video and it's up 30 something percent, but I am not going to sell it. The market cap is still small to me. It's only $106 million. I want to see the market cap get to about 500 million, and then I'll think about selling depending on what the ecosystem does, right? Because if it's the winner of the ecosystem, I'll hold it. If it's not, and there's some other, decentralized exchanges on Cardano doing better, then I might get rid of it. It just all depends, guys. So people always ask me, when do I sell? It's all situational, and you can come up with so many different reasons. And sometimes I sell too early. That's just the name of the game. But you don't want to get greedy. We are in one of the best times in the history of Earth to make money when it comes to trading and cryptocurrencies. You don't want to be that guy that just holds nonstop and doesn't do anything, doesn't take any profits, and is struggling in life because he can't take profits on his crypto. Take profits, guys. Just take profits. All right, so let's go into the actual research of the ecosystem. Like I told you guys 1,000 times, I already went over oracles. You can go to the description below. I'm going to leave the series in the description below in a playlist format so you guys can watch it all for yourself. I have gone through the vast majority of these. I went to ADAX in the last video. I skipped card swap because they're basically just card starter, and I just do a video on launch pads later. And now we're going to be going into these 2 coins right here, okay? And I'm only doing about 2 coins per video now because these videos are getting a little bit too long. People are asking for shorter videos. We're doing these 2 coins right here, okay? So let's go into the first one. The website's pretty clean. It doesn't look bad at all. And I'm going to be honest, it's probably one of the better ones just to kind of come out there to let you guys know. It's one of the better decentralized exchanges for sure. They just don't have any product or anything like that. So let's just read some of the ecosystem data here. So it's basically an on-chain asset backed by stablecoin protocol and decentralized exchange, stable asset liquidity pool built on Cardano. The stablecoin is over-collateralized with an on-chain Cardano native asset facilitating borrowing. The decentralized exchange allows for highly capital-efficient trading between stablecoins and identical assets with low-risk income for liquidity providers from fees. So basically, they're just a decentralized exchange, but they're using an actual stablecoin. They're creating a stablecoin, which, by the way, I haven't seen one yet on Cardano. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I got to continue to research. I'm not going to comment on something I don't know, but I have not seen one yet. Serves as a hub for projects and developers to build upon, allows users access to stable liquidity on Cardano blockchain, creates a sustainable ecosystem focused on a strong foundation of decentralized liquidity, is powered and governed by the Erdana token or Dana, allows stakers to profit from engagement in Erdana's various yield generating services and earn ADA tokens, provide for low cost exchange between stablecoins, mirroring different fiat currencies. This is really important because if they're anything like Curve Finance, obviously Curve does this right now. It could be big for Cardano for sure. Allows holders to make proposals on the general project direction and vote and determine various. It's basically the same thing from what we see on Ethereum. But again, this is why we do this series. We see the parallels between the actual Ethereum blockchain and what we're going to see on Cardano. So if we come over here, I mean, there's really nothing much to it. They're just providing information, and this is the first stablecoin, so the product is not bad at all. Let's look at the actual tokenomics. If we come over here, you can see that they're giving out, they have a seed round, private round, and public round, but what I really like to see is this right here, which they're only giving out 42% of the rewards to the public. You guys know I like 50% or more, so this is not that good in my perspective when it comes to actually, the token allocation and stuff like that. So guys, the ratings are irrelevant. Just understand the reasoning behind it, but I'll probably rate this like a 4 or 5 out of 10. Like it's not, I like to see at least 60 or 70% going to the public. I don't like it when the founders take too much and then they control the treasury. It's just, they control most of the supply. So it just bothers me. All right. If we look at the actual team, I dove deep. I didn't want to go into guys, I heard people in the comments say, oh, you got to look at the whole team. There's like, this video would be 3 hours if I went into the whole team. There's just too many people here. But I go over kind of like the main people, if that makes sense. So I looked at Ryan and I looked at Isaac. And so I looked at Ryan, and he's the founder of another blockchain company. And this is probably the best way I can come to a conclusion on research. How well did this other blockchain company do? And I actually found it. And we have right here, this is the actual coin. And this bothers me because he's running like 2 projects at the same time. This one's on Polkadot. So it's like he's going from layer 1 to layer 1. He realized that Polkadot's not going to be the winner. So he just like jumps to the Cardano blockchain. I did the math already. I know it's not loading right now. CoinGecko is just having an issue. I already did the math, and this project only has 12 million market cap. And that's really bad. And if we come over here to the info and just kind of open this, you could see that the trading volume's low. They only have 154K total value locked. So It looks like a failed project that he just kind of strung along. Maybe he continues it, but remember, he's trying to run 2 projects. I don't like it. It's good that he has experience, but what you have to understand is that, you know, like, you don't want to have people just chase 2 rabbits, catch none. It's that simple. If you do too much, you're not gonna win. But he does have a lot of experience, as you can see there, so that's not a bad thing. If we go to the next guy, this guy right here looks like he's not fully involved either as well. This is the problem with some of these blockchain businesses, and it's very common. There's guys that will literally have a business that all they do is they just create like projects they like make like 5 or 10 projects. They will like, somebody will contract them and they'll like literally make the blockchain for somebody else, and then they'll claim they're the CTO, but really they run a company just like them. This guy runs Principal, where you know, he's just making it for other people. I don't like that. I want someone that's all in on the project, that's willing to die with this project. That's the best way to go for sure. But this guy's, don't get me wrong, very, very experienced, and he knows what he's talking about. So sometimes, you know, this project will take off and maybe he'll spend his time only on this project, hopefully. But yeah, in general, I want somebody all in, so it's not too good for me. But at least he has like a legitimate business that creates software solutions for people and stuff like that, and has the experience to get stuff done. If we look into the actual marketing itself, they do have sponsorships, as you can see from the bottom here, but they're just like basic sponsorships. Their actual social media is not that good. They only have 1,279 followers. Their marketing's pretty trash. If I come over here, they don't have too many people in Discord at all. Their Telegram's lacking. Their Medium is just full of like, you know, hey, partnering with Akamfi, partnering. They have 1 development update. This is a half-assed attempt at something serious. Their Reddit is lacking as well. So in general, the only thing good about this project is the fact that, you know, their team is pretty okay. Personally, I'm not gonna touch this project. It's one of the laggards. This is why I told you guys, you know, you have to really research every single crypto, not just like one. You have to research all of them, and this would be in the bottom half of the category for me. All right, let's look at the next one, Faro. Let's look at the actual product. This one's pitiful. The website's trash. It's so bad. This guy got this off of like one of those free, the free icon generators. Look at the bottom here. Proudly created with Wix.com. You couldn't even code the website from scratch, and you couldn't even take this out of the website. It's pretty sad. This is a very, very sad attempt at a website, and it really turns me off. If we come over here, we do have a product demo, though. He could kind of win my heart over with a demo. So let's see how good this project is. Let's see if it's actually worth investing in.
Hello, everyone. We're excited to present Faro, an automated coverage maker for providing liquidity to volatile events, such as hurricanes or other extreme weather events. Faro is an automated coverage maker. This is similar to an automated market maker, sort of that you know from Uniswap. There's an algorithm there that ensures that these 2 sides of the marketplace converge on something optimum. It has buyers, liquidity providers, and events, whereas an AMM has buyers, sellers, and liquidity providers. And the protocol is incentivizing buyers to get in as early as possible, ensuring that there is market demand, because that's when they'll get the highest returns. The earlier they get in, and providers to estimate odds closest to reality, because even if they provided very large odds, they wouldn't get much of a payout unless there was enough market demand in there already. And you know, in time, as we combine these events into indices, we're looking forward to having them be managed by a DAO. So the evolution of a Faro, it starts off as a mummy once you give it some event, such as the wind in Toledo, Ohio, or something. Once a buyer or a provider comes in, it becomes, we like to use Emotep. I love the movies Mummy from early 2000s. But once you have both buyers and providers, you have a Faro, and the contract goes live. And as buyers and providers come in, eventually the event is concluded and everybody automatically gets paid out. And that's one of the real benefits here. So this ACM, just to give some idea to it, it is balancing between supply and demand. Again, pushing the odds down closer to reality and the demand.
I'm gonna be honest with you, this is nothing new. Pretty much all of them do this. He's just giving a visual representation of what's going on. This is pretty basic, I'll be honest. He's calling it automated coverage maker, but there's other protocols that are doing it. He's just taking different pieces from other protocols to make his own. So I mean, just to give you kind of like a a summary of the project after my research. It seems like it's just this one guy like trying to make this happen. I wouldn't probably touch this project, but let's just continue to research to see if I'm wrong.
And pushing it back the other way. And so let's imagine a situation. We want to get into some coverage for a hurricane in Miami, and we're a little bit worried that tree fell on our house last year. So we come in and we're like, well, we know that it's only going to be category ones right now. We'll worry about the rest later. So we go into category one, and we're presented with a market. And we see that there's a certain amount of capitalization, about 500,000 in this case. There's a lot of providers in there already, a lot of investors, 12,000 roughly. And if we put our investment in, it looks like there's going to create more demand, which will bring in more money, which is good. So let's see if we can't show a demo of this. Here we have that category one being chosen, and we can see the liquidity providers coming in. Right? So that pool is getting larger, and then the first buyers come in, and this is a tranche, right? So you can see at the bottom it says 10-1. Now a new liquidity provider came in at 9-1, and it automatically rebalances. This is ACM in action. Pushing the odds in one direction. And you can see the unmet demand being met as new providers come in. And eventually it converges to a solution. So pretty proud of this. And the idea here is that you're managing expectation versus reality. We all depend on events. We're all expecting something to happen, and we're building our lives around it. But they're not always met, and there's a variety of reasons. And the point is that Faro covers the volatility of these events by bringing them on chain and providing the automated coverage maker.
See, the problem with this is that when you're making a project in cryptocurrency, in my personal opinion, you want to solve the problems in cryptocurrency. Okay, this guy's trying to make it basically insurance for any weather event or any event, any like market that somebody creates. But the problem with that is that why don't you just get insurance in real life? Like, what's the difference between doing it in cryptocurrency versus just doing it like with normal insurance policies right now, right? You can definitely get hurricane coverage in Florida. So that's my problem, is it doesn't really solve the hair on fire problem. There's other protocols on Ethereum that do coverage for like DeFi. Like DeFi is a big issue, and maybe he has a bigger perspective where it could cover DeFi products as well. But in general, I think the weather thing is a bad example to use, because nobody knows how to use crypto, and especially people that want to get coverage on their house from Florida, they're not going to go to crypto to do that. They're just not going to do it. They're just going to go to their regular insurance. They're going to Google search it and go to a regular insurance policy. So I don't know.
And that is a decentralized, crowdsourced likelihood. What we're doing as a product is we are providing, users can define their own products. It's wind in my area. It's the best man going to make a good speech? You could factor payroll, and your events might get canceled. You'll lose money that way. You can create the market that you bring investors.
That's the thing. He's doing it for any market. I don't know. Personally, I rather just niche down. I mean, I don't know. That's why you see a lot of projects on Ethereum. They just stick to like DeFi. It's just too much. I don't know who's going to create markets for payroll. Like, who's going to do that? I mean, maybe you can get other investors to come in, like you said, but like there's so many other ways to do this.
The stability is there because you have this crowdsourced accuracy, and you're automatically paid out, immediate indemnity, made whole. And in time, it gets fun, right? We could create indices, and you could see events all the way across the world. In this case, the hurricanes start from West Africa. And imagine having all these events built into one Faro index. And that's it. We are Team Faro. I'm Sean Gonzalez, Jason Romero, and Derek are in Florida, and Kinde is in Nigeria.
Yeah, so I looked at the team. I couldn't find them anywhere. I think it's just a very poor attempt at a website. So the marketing is like very trash to me. But yeah, the product's not bad. It just, in my personal opinion, doesn't solve the hair on fire problem. If you guys don't know what the hair on fire problem is, basically just, if you had your hair on fire and I try to sell you water, how likely are you to buy it? You're going to buy it no matter what. No ifs, ands, or buts. And this one, I just feel like there's other insurance companies that someone would rather go to. It's not 10 times better than insurance companies unless, you cannot justify everything in life in cryptocurrency, you can't justify everything. Oh, just because it's decentralized, it's better. Just being decentralized is not 10 times better than insurance policies. Usually insurance pays out. And I know this because I used to work in the insurance industry. So you can't just like justify just because it's better, it's decentralized. It doesn't mean it's always, you guys don't understand it. The database of blockchain sucks. So I can't justify everything like that. In my personal opinion, it doesn't solve the hair on fire problem. I couldn't find the tokenomics. I don't think their token's out at all. The team, I looked into it. Like I said, it just seems like it's one guy that created a couple of startups, self-employed here, and he's just like kind of making this project. I don't know if he's fully committed. Doesn't look like he's fully committed just based off the website, how badly put together it was. Maybe he's never done marketing before. The team's relatively small. I don't know, guys. Like, you tell me. Leave a comment below what you think about this. But personally, it just looks bad for me, to be honest. It just doesn't look like even close to the top 3 when it comes to the decentralized exchanges on Cardano. But yeah, in general, they have pretty good experience. It's not that bad. But it really turned me off with the website. The marketing's pretty trash. Like this is like horrible. This is like horrible. They just threw this together. And website doesn't always equal product, but it also, the way they attacked it, the explanations behind it, it doesn't really inspire confidence for my investment, in personal opinion. They have no followers on Twitter. Doesn't really look like they're putting in much effort. I mean, who knows? It can change. When Cardano comes out with smart contracts, maybe they have the greatest product ever. But from what I'm seeing, I'm not going to invest in this project. I think there's better teams out there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I kind of just went over 2 projects, showed macro conditions and some news. If you appreciate this content, smash the like button. If not, leave some constructive criticism below. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Catch you in the next one.